is Action Sports Jags First and 10 Training Camp. Sponsored by Farah & Farah, the exclusive personal injury law firm of the Jaguars.
It'll be dope. Like I said, my mom's from out here. She's from Fernandina Beach. It's like a dream come true for her to be able to see her son playing for the Jaguars. So it'll be something special.
Yeah, that's one guy looking forward more so to a preseason game as much as anyone. That's new Jags receiver Gabe Davis. Gabe hails from the Sunshine State, as you heard him say. So sort of a homecoming, if you will, Saturday night against Kansas City. Hello! First and 10 is on the air. Jags get a day off today, but now begin focus on a game week preparation for the defending world champions who come to town on Saturday night. Doug Peterson confirming Trevor Lawrence will play a couple of series, and so too will most of the starters. Lawrence has been terrific during the last week, and we'll try to continue that this coming weekend. Gabe Davis was a Chiefs killer for the Bills, right? Now he's down here in Jacksonville. So far, so good for the newest Jags receiver during camp, working his way back into playing shape, coming off that knee injury. Davis needs to be big in the red zone, make the big catches for Trevor Lawrence and this offense.
The receivers are great, man. It's awesome to be in this room. Love all the guys in there. And then with Trevor, yeah, we're continue to keep trying to build that chemistry each and every day. He kind of hits me where I want him every single time, and our slim routes are real successful. So, but other than that, we just keep going and keep trying to get on the same page.
Oh, I like that. I like what I'm hearing. On the other side of the ball, the defense will get a great test for a few snaps, right? Normally, Andy Reid likes to match up his ones against the other team's ones during the preseason, which, while nothing is official, the Jags defense knows the road to greatness in the AFC goes through Kansas City, even kind of, sort of, in the preseason.
Yeah, that's what you want out of your defense. That's the kind of players you want. You want a bunch of physical guys who play together and love each other, and that's what the defense does. They break down together every single day after practice. The DBs all pray together every single day, which is awesome to see. So they're a tight-knit group, and that's what you need in your defense because, like they say, defense wins you championships.
Well, offense better be good, too. Hey, I know that guy. No Taylor Swift Saturday in Jax. I think she's still on tour, but Mahomes, Kelsey, Andy Reid, and crew will be on hand. Now, the Chiefs, they got their sights set on a three-peat. Mahomes already has 3 Lombardis, so, yeah, he is the GOAT of this era, right? How good is Kansas City? This bothered me this year. Mahomes said recently, at the beginning of camp, they really didn't have that much fun last year. The offense wasn't any fun or, frankly, good last season, which kind of is true. And that's a season where they won the Super Bowl. Good gracious. Coverage Saturday for Jags Chiefs. Well, CBS 47 is the place to be. We start at 6:30. We got a 30-minute pregame show. We count down to kickoff. We carry the game live for your viewing pleasure and come back after the game to hear from all the parties that be. LIVE Live. We'll break it all down for you. We'll see you Saturday from the bank. Well, he's traded. He's not. He's in Pittsburgh. He's in San Fran. He's definitely not in Duval. He's Brandon Ayuk. And it now appears the Niners are, in fact, going to trade the wide receiver. Ayuk wants about $30 million a year contract, and a team's going to have to give up something to get him to. They're looking for some resolution any day, and this one now. All right, let's go over the Jags schedule for just a second, because with that new secondary, we know they're going to be playing some great receivers, especially week 1. Oh, that trip to Miami. The Cheetah, Waddle, Tua. Uh-oh. Then you have the home opener against Cleveland. You have the Buffalo Bills on a Monday night in Buffalo. And then the showdown with the Texans, who added to their receiving arsenal with Stephon Diggs. Then you go AFC South continues with the Colts. You get a rookie quarterback as we go bump to London for the Bears and the Patriots. Come back and take on the Cheeseheads and Jordan Love, another member of the top 10 Super Bowl wannabe quarterback club. Trevor's a member of as well. There's the Eagles, the Vikings, and Lions as we get the NFC North there. The Texans, the Titans, the Jets. You get the Raiders, you get the Titans again, and you wrap with the Colts. You got to win that AFC South. You got to go 5-1 in the division if you want to do well. This year, Jags are the Texans, right? The sexy pick in the AFC. And Jags, we're hoping for a fallback for C.J. Stroud. Gosh, he's been talked about as an MVP candidate. They also added Stephon Diggs to a talented receiving core and Danielle Hunter to rush the quarterback. Houston opened last week against Chicago in the Hall of Fame game. They'll say they'll play some starters this weekend. Indy is all about that guy, Anthony Richardson. The former Gator has to show he can stay on the football field. Lots of injuries have plagued him both in college and last season in the pros, including a season ender limiting him to about 4 games. Lots of potential, and the Colts with Richardson and Jonathan Taylor can be really good. Interesting to see AR's development in the suddenly quarterback-rich AFC South. Everyone picks the Titans for 4th. But we should also tell you that no one spent more free agent dollars than Tennessee this offseason. They added former Jag Calvin Ridley, defensive back L'Jarius Sneed, to name a couple. Derrick Henry is gone. Will Levis heading into year 2. His development, obviously very important for Tennessee to have success. All right, more on Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs when 1st and 10 returns. The 3-time Super Bowl champ rolls into Jax as Andy and Doug get to visit. That's coming up after the break.
When you think sports, you think Action Sports Jax, the official station of the Jaguars, on location for every game. But the most experienced team in town doesn't stop there. From high school football to the big events in the area, Action Sports Jax is always on. Now, we take that to a new level. Action Sports Jax 24/7 is around-the-clock coverage of the teams you love and the moments you can't miss. The best local sports in Jacksonville on Action Sports Jax 24/7.
You're watching Action Sports Jax, 1st and 10, Training Camp. Sponsored by Farrah & Farrah, the exclusive personal injury law firm of the Jaguars.
Guys are getting a little chippy out there, and it's just football. You know, it is what it is. I'm fine.
Yeah, Gabe Davis was fine. He was on the ground, but Christian Kirk was on the field fast to the rescue. A little skirmish the other day. You know, we're about that time at training camp. It's hot out there. Practice against the same guys every day. Sick of everyone. Fighting begins. I mean, you should see the media boys on the sidelines. Get tense over there. Welcome back. It's 1st and 10. Patrick Mahomes, it's a really hard quarterback to get to, right? The Jags will at least get a few chances probably on Saturday night, maybe a few snaps. Josh Hines-Allen, he of the new name, but better game, will be chasing along with Trayvon Walker. We don't have Eric Armstead, who, by the way, did have a Super Bowl sack of Mahomes. But getting pressure on NFL quarterbacks is certainly vital to team success. Jags are no different as they break in a new defensive backfield. The cornerback room has changed quite a bit, including the newly paid Tyson Campbell, must be a leader and a great player. Ronald Darby, longtime NFL vet from FSU, has had a really good camp, and frankly, so too is another Seminole, the rookie Jarian Jones. Darnell Savage is flexible. He can move around. These guys are the core cornerbacks with some experienced guys fighting for backup spots.
We want to see, whoever that is, and really the whole group, every single day bring it. Fundamentals, technique, scheme, be where you're supposed to be, and then make a play on the ball. Consistently. We'll continue to evaluate that, but, still looking for a rise from that group.
All right, so just to reiterate, Saturday it's the Jags and the Chiefs in the first preseason game at home. After that, well, then the Jags and the Bucs will practice together here in Jacksonville for a couple of days. That's always fun, man. The Lions and Giants had all kinds of fights. Then they play in a game in preseason game 2, but Doug Peterson has already said they have a couple good practices. You probably won't see the starters that much in that game. Then the Jags go all the way across the border for their final preseason game of the week. We're talking about the Florida-Georgia border, taking on Kirk Cousins, who won't play, and the Atlanta Falcons in all likelihood. All right, so let's bring you up to date on who's hurt and who's banged up and who's nicked up. And quite honestly, only Dewey Wingard is the guy that probably has the most serious of injuries, and that's a knee, and he's going to be out for some time. Ventrell Miller's already practicing. Well, Patrick Murtaugh's done. He's done for the year, and so too is Josh Peterson. Anton Harrison could return as early as tomorrow. He's been in concussion protocol. A couple of our linemen, Cleveland and Robinson, getting better on the men. They were out of practice, although not fully participating. And then Cooper Hodges is working back from a back. In fact, the Jags did make a couple of roster moves today. They signed a couple veteran players. Safety Adrian Amos entering his 10th season in the league, and defensive tackle Jonathan Marshall drafted by the Jets in 2021. Also, defensive tackle Adam Gotsis and quarterback Gregory Jr. waived. If Jr. clears waivers, he will revert to the Jags' injured reserve list. You follow? All right, hopefully you do. Talks of high school football when we come back. Is something special brewing at the Graveyard? We'll hear from the man in charge next on 1st and 10.
When I say it means something to me, gentlemen, it means something to me.
High school football is back, and it's bigger than ever. Welcome to the Friday Night Zone Blitz.
It is bigger than a game.
Watch the biggest games each week live as the action unfolds with instant reaction and analysis from our Hall of Famer, Kevin Sullivan. It starts with live look-ins at the top matchups, including our Jaguars Prep Whataburger Game of the Week, and that is just the beginning of 4 straight hours of coverage. From 8 to 10:30, the Friday Night Zone Blitz is streaming on our Action News Jax app and online. At 10:30, the Friday Night Blitz you know and love. A half hour of highlights from around the area. 11 o'clock, we shine the spotlight on the bands that pump up the crowd. 11:15, it's time to blitz through the highlights online and on air. Then 11:35, back to the stream to break down the night's results with a reaction from local coaches. 4 straight hours of high school football on the Friday Night Zone Blitz. Only on Action Sports Jax 24/7.
You're watching Action Sports Jax, 1st and 10, Training Camp. Sponsored by Farah & Farah, the exclusive personal injury law firm of the Jaguars.
I think I just won the Mega Millions. I'm just kidding. One of the best athletes in the city last year, Gabby O'Rourke from Atlantic Coast, man. We watched her kick in high school football. We watched her play flag football and dominate. Watched her play goalie for the Stingrays. Now she's off to Kentucky, where she'll play soccer for the Wildcats. Certainly a young lady who's very, very talented. Wishing her well, and it'll be fun to watch. Ichiban was really good last year. You know what I'm talking about. Raines. They might be better than that this season, led by senior offensive tackle Solomon Thomas, one of the best high school football players in the entire country. Raines is primed and loaded for a run. Brent recently caught up with the head coach to talk about this year's Vikings.
A lot of people talk about Raines now, which a lot of people usually talk about Raines, but you got a lot of talent over there.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about it.
A lot of talent, on both sides of the ball, starting with Jayon, defensively and D-tackle spot, and Solomon, of course, at the offensive line spot. But we have some key players in some other areas. We got some talent, areas, and now it's all about just continuing to gel together and then understanding how to win as a unit.
Let's leave you with this. What's the mantra of this team? Why are they hungry? What are you putting on the back of a T-shirt? What's the statement?
So the statement is one team, one mission. One team, one mission. We have a lot of interchangeable parts. But it's one mission. That we all gonna band together and to reach that mission. It's a lot of people would say it's mission impossible, but we're gonna conquer that mission.
Oh, I like that. One team, one mission. You can check out all of our high school football coverage on the Action Sports Jax YouTube channel and get ready for a new and improved Zone Blitz starting in a couple of weeks. Actual live coverage of games on our stream, as well as highlights on the TV side. Should be a lot of fun. All right, 1st and 10, training camp in the books. Jags were off today. Get back on the field tomorrow, pointing towards Kansas City on Saturday. Preseason here now, the next step pointing towards a September showdown in Miami to open the season with the Miami Dolphins. Oh, there she is, the bank. She's quiet now. She'll be alive on Saturday. Wake her up, Jacksonville. Good night.
Thanks for watching Action Sports Jax 1st and 10 Training Camp. Sponsored by Farah & Farah, the exclusive personal injury law firm of the Jaguars.